America, 'tis the land of the free, but my great home is not so free. We are trapped in our heads, not quite sane in our minds. We seem not to understand the value of a life. We should love as we want, live as we wish, and never worry about the color of another's skin. America was to be a place of peace and tranquility. We need a call for equality, a call for serenity, someone to stand up and say, hey, this isn't okay with me. We need to walk in one another's shoes because we have the right to choose. We get the say at the end of the day. This isn't my America. In my America, we care for all humanity. Have some humanity. Give me back my America. Give us our America.
Twenty 11 538. That's me. Sometimes I wonder if that'll ever change, because I'll graduate and I'll pass that number on to another wide-eyed child who I can only hope is better at math. But on a 40,000 person filled campus, I doubt they'll know me by name. All I'm saying is I hope I'm more than a number someday. But when they told me which corner to hide in, they didn't give any of the 26 names. Every blood drop is characterized by where it fell, or how much it raised the waterline. They don't say their names. It's as if because they don't know how to write their names yet, they didn't deserve them. Or the thought was just too agonizing, and the number was easier to swallow. I've always liked English more. I failed my last 2 math tests, so I hope I survive long enough. Make it far enough from these doors that I'm a name and not just a number anymore.
I was 8 when I first heard the sob-stained voice of a teacher telling me where in a classroom I could hide. Hardly older than the Sandy Hook students, but like them, apparently old enough to look appetizing to a gun. I was 10 when I heard a man with a rifle was making his way around my school. We hid behind the piano. I was 12 when my name was found on a list and handcuffs found their way around my classmate's wrist, and I wrote to the world, begging for any kind of change.
Later, when I have the words, I'll have a lot of questions. Paste them on every wall the same way that they're pasted onto my mind. I will hand them out like chrysanthemums and pray someone gives something back. When you try so hard to make a home, why is it so easy to take? If sirens are meant to make me feel safe, why am I shaking? I won't try to raise my hand and ask my professor. Before class, I saw them looking up the answers too. How do you feel safe again? I might write them in a numbered list to bury in the still cold dirt in the hopes that the universe will answer back. They say the monsters hide in the dark. Is that why I met my worst fears there? Does that mean that this was only another nightmare? Or yell out at the stars in case they will lend me their wisdom? What kept me from being in the headline? When it's easier to capture my words and string them together, I will toss them into the ocean and maybe reel up the answers. Why does every feeling feel so wrong? When I find my words again, you will know. Because my voice will echo like the band in the stadium. It will shake the stands, blow a breeze through the trees. But until that roar, be patient. It will come. I promise. But for now, all I can offer is a whisper. How do I know this won't happen again?
I was 13 when I heard that another 17 funerals would be held for another 17 people who only wanted to go to class. I was 16 when I heard that only a couple hours away, people were robbed of 4 classmates, 4 friends, 4 siblings, 4 children. I was 17 when I heard that 19 children in Texas, the same age as my brother, were murdered. And I wrote to the world again, asking if the NRA would pay for those caskets, but I never got an answer. We were 7, we were 8, we were 10, we were 12 and 13, we were 16, we were 17. I was 18.
A gunman terrorizes my campus, February 13th, 2023. He's killed 3 people who were living their beautiful lives. He's put 5 more in the hospital, all of whom are struggling to survive. How could you? Those were someone's sons, daughters, friends, lovers, students, brothers and sisters, Spartans. The emotions are brimming. My cup is full and my hands are shaking. I can't tell if it's the sound of my voice cracking or my heart breaking. On one hand, I feel fortunate. I am okay, though far from whole. On another hand, who am I to mourn? I didn't know these people. So why am I struggling to get through this? I remember the love. A love jolted awake by the pain of tragedy. I remember how strong Spartans are together and how strongly people care for one another. There were no walls. I remember texts and calls from people I thought I'd never hear from again. People I hadn't spoken to in years. Love. I remember walking down Iron Circle. I pet dogs. I made bracelets. I was gifted flowers. And I got enveloped in hugs so snug, saturated with sympathy and care and love. I turned to my people, Spartans and all, who comforted me. When I didn't know where I stopped and my feelings started, when I couldn't even begin to speak on it, their faces, they blurred together, and all I could see was love. Healings to wounds I couldn't even name. They left no room for survivor's guilt or its sheltered blame. How many more were traumatized that weren't hit by bullets? I hope the love has begun to heal my Spartans too. A week later, February 20th, it's my birthday. I'm 20 now. A golden birthday. Guilt crept up my soul for something I couldn't control, and I forced it away. Love would want me to smile again. They would want me to be happy too.
I was 18 when I heard the sirens, when I heard the sobs, when I heard the police say the name of my dorm hall. And I have heard thoughts and prayers. I have heard change. I have heard reform from an age where those words were no more than mere grown-up talk. But I continue to hear the man on the television tell me every sign that we should have seen, as if that keeps me from sitting in class with no air in my chest because I cannot figure out what would break the window next to me. As I am grappling with the fact that being in a school is a political statement, as I am trying to keep myself from turning around because it is just a door. It's just a door. It is only a door. It is not a gun. This time.
Love gave me a bouquet, and death was all I could think of. The garden smells like losing you, spring feels like grief. Somewhere the flowers bloom and there is still joy. Somewhere the barrel is only a peony. The magazine is only a lily, the muzzle is only a rose petal. Somewhere the grip is only a poppy, the trigger is only a daffodil. Somewhere the gun is only filled with marigolds, and you are still here.
Your cameras may have stopped rolling, but our story isn't done. A woman got a degree this week, but didn't ever walk the stage, and I woke up again, grateful the screams were only in my head. Your cameras may have stopped rolling. You may have moved on from us, but February 13th is a day we don't get to move on from. You took the parchment from under us while our pens are dripping ink down our hands, but you get mad when we take it back. I don't understand how the same story is written so many times, but nobody reads it. I don't understand how we walk the same path, trampling flowers time and time again, but you pave the road with bricks that kill the remaining green. You won't let us write our story. You won't tell it for us. And you get mad when we tell it. Yet you still wait for change. Understand that everyone knows someone. Understand how easy it was to find other victims. Understand that without change, the circle will close in around you and fall upon the ones you love. Understand what it is like to see the terror in your loved one's eyes when they see the blankness in yours. Understand that we will not be silenced. Understand that you may want to forget, but we have no choice but to remember.
This is not a poem. This was not a poem. There are no poems left to read. There are no stories left to tell because all the people that were left to tell the story are gone.
Thank you.